Explaining what makes Vladimir Putin a cruel, vicious dictator is as redundant as explaining what makes Count Dracula a vampire. Nonetheless, some of my friends, including a famous honorable daughter, still see him as the modern equivalent of the Great White Father across the sea. So for them, here are a few subtle hints. It's common cause that anyone brave or foolish enough to say something against the frowning one inevitably ends up in the place where one does not pass begin nor collect 200 rand. His political opponents routinely end up in the same place or dead or all of the above. Now, a small detail that seems to have escaped that philosopher statesman Donald Trump is that Vladimir is the aggressor and the invader in the special operation in Ukraine. See, Vladimir ticks all the boxes of the duck detection method as applied to tyrants and bullies and dictators. You see, he walks like one, he talks like one, and he looks like one. Ergo, he is one. Of course, the proof of the pudding is, as always, in the chowing. And it would be enlightening for the Great White Father worshippers to spend some time in Russia, shoot their mouths off with gay abandon, and see what happens. So if Russia is indeed the forerunner of the brave new world, then so many economic and political refugees seem not to have noticed. They don't exactly crowd the ships and the planes to get to Moscow. Many people express a desire to move to that great Satan, the US. I haven't heard anyone who's deadly keen to move to the big cabbage, Moscow. Perhaps you have. But what does Donald Trump see that makes him worship at Putin's throne? It seems as if he would willingly burn down Ukraine to please Vladimir. And on that note, I think that bugger, Trump, given all the leeway, would burn the whole world down. See, the world needs leaders with compassion and character, competence, and cool heads. But the USA have gone for gigantic ego, hotheads, dubious character, and bluster. And that's not exactly a healing chicken soup recipe for the world. So back to why Trump's heart beats so rapidly at the thought of Putin. There are some possibilities. Perhaps Trump is not as smart as he's reputed to be. Or is it just street smart, which doesn't always translate to wise? Could Putin have something on him? Did he perhaps have a meaningful relationship with, say, a Russian actress somewhere along the way? Or does he simply admire the man because he himself has always wanted to be a dictator when he grows up? Or is there perhaps a Brokeback Mountain thing going on here in plain sight of the whole world? Well, here's my theory in the form of a short story. A masseuse, I hope I pronounced that right, a masseuse in an upmarket, elegant massage parlor leaves a client to disrobe in the cubicle while she makes an urgent phone call. Comrade, the orange-haired man is here. Shall I use the special lotion that you gave me? Excellent. Yes, go ahead. Is it true, comrade, that the lotion will release nanobots through the skin? Da, comrade. These will make their way to the relevant part of the brain, and every time he hears the word Putin, he will go into the ecstasy that a spaniel goes into when the master shows up. So for Manchurian candidate, substitute Mar-a-Largo candidate. That very afternoon, Trump's secretary pops into his office. I'm done for the day, sir. If it's okay with you, I'd like to put in an extra day's leave after Thanksgiving. Thank you, Stella. Yes, of course you may. He pauses. A blankness like a veil falls over his face. His eyes glaze over. He mutters the words, put in. Are you all right, sir? He gives himself a shake. Yes, I'm fine. You go off and enjoy yourself. As the secretary's footsteps echo down the corridor, he picks up the telephone. Vladimir, he says, what do you need me for? You know that I'm yours to command. Ah, Donald, my good and faithful friend, says the heavily accented voice at the other end. Yes, there is this thing with Ukraine. For more straightforward, if somewhat weird comment, read my blog, The Scuffle Continues. My books are on Amazon Kindle, Richard J. Mann. I also have The New Dusk in hard copy and in flipbook, which you can read on your phone or any other device once you get the link from me. And it costs less than this magnificent haircut. Have a wonderful Sunday. God bless.